Alright, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Free Speech Your Boss podcast. You may be noticing I'm in a different location right now if you're watching the video podcast, which, of course, is always on YouTube.com. Yeah, you can find that in the link or whatever. I mean, if you're watching it, the podcast, or listening to it, then you probably have access to be able to find the link to the video version. Uh, there's that. But yeah, I'm in a different location because I'm not at my
He's at
mom's
his
house right now.
dad's.
I was gonna say that, but you didn't have to be so mean about it. First things, we ready? Is there anything you need to say?
No, I'm ready to go into it.
Alright, well, after I asked him if there's anything else to say before we got started, before we get started, I'd just like to give a quick shout out to James Rolfe of Cinemassacre. He is now a father of 2. Yeah, he recently put on Twitter that he just had his second daughter, so congratulations to him. I've been a fan of James Rolfe for forever.
Ever since he was in the womb.
Ever since James Rolfe was in the womb, I was a fan of him. So, with that said, Luke, would you like to start? Actually, no, because there's something that we need to address, and I'm an idiot for not realizing it.
Is it the story? Is it the story you...
Not that one. Hurricane Harvey.
Oh.
We'll talk about that. Harvey. It's something that has to be addressed. I have some things to say about it. Before I say my stuff, is there anything you want to say about it?
Well, I mean, I donated, so I really
How much did you donate?
like $35.
Alright, nice job, Luke. I didn't donate any money. I apologize. But
He's a scumbag Republican and capitalist pig.
Yes, I am. But one thing, there's just some things that I wanted to say about it. And so, Luke, you're on Twitter now, right?
Yeah. You even linked my profile in the last video, and I don't care if you do it. It's up to you.
Well, there's a lot of people that are needlessly politicizing Hurricane Harvey, and there were just some things I wanted to say as fast as possible before we get into some of the more fun stuff I have planned.
They're all dumbasses.
Who's all dumbasses?
The people who are politicizing Hurricane Harvey.
Yes. And I see some people blatantly lying about it. There's this picture of Obama from 2015 wearing a sweater, making like breakfast or whatever, and people are saying that it's him helping out with Hurricane Harvey. First of all, anyone who's wearing a sweater in Texas right now is insane. You don't understand. I have family from Texas. It is unbelievably hot. So no one is wearing a sweater down there. And it's not just him wearing a sweater in the photo. There's other people, in the picture wearing the sweaters. But you can find this picture on articles from like 2015 where Obama was doing something else. And then they also criticized Melania Trump, the first lady.
Aren't you politicizing
wearing high heel
Harvey right now?
I'm not. I'm speaking against the people who are.
I'm not. I'm just using politics to speak against the people who are speaking
I'm
politics.
not using
about
politics.
them.
I'm just saying that the things that they're saying is wrong. They've also been saying stuff about Melania Trump's high heel shoes when she got on the plane
Who
to
cares?
go down there. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, Luke, you agree with me.
You're right. I just like pissing
Did you
off.
see that? Yeah, I know. Did you see that cartoon from Charlie Hebdo?
No.
Well, what they did
I
was
probably did, but I just didn't know it was from him.
Well, did you see the one where it was like Nazi flags and KKK people that were the ones being drowned in the flood?
No. To be honest, actually, no, I did not see that one.
All right. Well, there's people like that. They're basically saying that this is Texas's fault for vote. This is the instant karma for Texas voting for Donald Trump. I think Houston voted for Clinton. If I'm not, don't quote me. It was either Houston or Dallas that voted for Clinton, but Texas as a state voted for Trump. And so what they're saying is that this is God's instant karma for that.
Oh yeah, it's just like the solar eclipse thing. It's like, oh my god, white privilege is so extreme.
Yeah, the fact that the solar eclipse was mostly viewable in areas that voted for Trump. Hurricane Harvey, it's just one of those things that I felt really needed to be addressed. Of course, I pray for, the families and anyone who's being affected by this. If you know anyone who can help, or if you know anyone who's down there that needs help, do whatever you can to do something. One of the great things I think about Hurricane Harvey is
I'm the one who should be saying that. I'm the one who donated money here, not you.
Like Luke Oliver. Luke Oliver, the co-host of the Free Speech or Bust podcast, donated money. What I was going to say is it's amazing to see the way people are coming together like this, the unity. You see, those pictures of people with Confederate flags on their boats, and they're helping little black kids to safety and everything. It's just one of those unifying things that's happening right now, and I honestly think that's what we should be focusing on, rather than Texas is racist, this is their punishment for voting for Trump.
Following that same logic, shouldn't every state that voted for Trump be punished by God?
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to have a flood in South Dakota.
You have a point there.
All right, so Luke Oliver, the co-host of this podcast, he always gets ready for this with like a notebook with tons of notes.
It's not tons this time. It's only half a page this time. I was really lazy this time.
Hey, I don't care. I'm always lazy. What do you got?
You can either go with ghosts or aliens for this. And no, I'm not actually using aliens or ancient aliens as evidence, surprisingly.
Hey, that show is awesome, though. I like that show.
Even
Ancient
if
Aliens,
it is fake, it is good.
On History Channel 2. Oh, my God. The History Channel is, like, the only reason I wish I had cable. I mean, I have cable, but I just don't watch it. Every time there's a TV in front of me and I'm watching it, it's on History Channel. It's, like, the only stuff on TV I actually enjoy. I get all my news, all my politics, all my entertainment from the internet. As I think a lot of people listening to this podcast do, too. So say something about aliens, whatever, because I was just saying something about ancient aliens.
Basically, I just gathered why there's evidence for alien life, and also why there could be no evidence of alien life.
Explain.
Okay, do you know what Fermi's paradox is?
No.
Okay, basically it's this really long mathematical equation that, simpled down to the most simplest of terms, states that for every grain of sand there is on Earth, there's about 100 Earth-like planets for that one grain of sand.
Okay.
Now, with all these planets in the universe, no matter how big, considering that the universe is 14 to 15 billion years old, depending on who you ask, or 6,000 if you're asking a fundamentalist Christian.
Did you know... there was a poll that I think 43% of Americans believe that the Earth is only 6,000 years old.
Well, here's the thing: those people are dumb enough to even vote on Twitter polls. Shows.
It wasn't a Twitter poll.
Then what was it?
It was just, I don't know, like one of those where they call up the landline and
they probably did that as a joke. Wouldn't you do that as a joke?
Well, my point is saying about that is it's not actually 43% of Americans believe that the Earth is 6,000 years old. It's just 43% of the people that answered this poll believe that.
We're joking about it.
Yeah, I just thought that was something interesting to bring up to you.
Okay. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. Considering that the universe is 14 billion years old, and the paradox says that shouldn't we be seeing some absolute, non-refutable evidences of alien civilizations?
I forget what the name is. I gotta look something up. This is about to be really interesting. I saw it on Joe Rogan.
To be honest, Joe Rogan's, I think he's the one who inspired me to talk about this. And for any of you wondering what that thumping sound is, I am slamming my phone against the table if you can hear that.
I literally just watched this.
It's gonna take you for... Okay, I'm just gonna continue
Just say your thing while I...
Okay, one of the reasons that they could explain why we're not seeing any of this, or any evidence of aliens, is something called the Great Filter Theory. Basically, it states that at a certain point, life cannot continue for whatever reason. Some of this is due to, and it's simplified to this: either we're special, we're rare, or we're fucked. That's literally what the website said. Basically, if the great filter is ahead of us, which means that we're gonna die, all of us, at once, this means that, Logan, I lost my train of thought.
Oh, well, I apologize for just sending you a link. It's the Anunnaki. Have you heard of the Anunnaki? I saw it on Joe Rogan. Oh my god, isn't that crazy? Did you see?
Called a Nepal.
Oh, yeah, but we should probably explain what we're talking about. So there's this guy from like I think like the 70s or whatever that is like this religious scholar type person, and he's like also like an archaeologist or whatever, right? He finds these like clay or stone tablets from like the Sumerians. From around the Sumerians, this is the website I'm reading, entered around 4000 BC, and then the culture from 6000 to 3500 BC. So that's like the time frame. So this is, a long time ago. And there's this one that they have. I'll try and find a picture of it. But there's this one tablet that they found that had like the solar system plus like a couple other planets. It was 12 planets in total. And there's this one planet in particular. And the crazy thing about the solar system, I know I'm going all over the place, but everything's like to scale. Like the Earth is the size it is. Like the Mars is smaller than Earth, and Jupiter's bigger than the rest of the planets, and everything like that. But there's basically the whole thing about the Anunnaki is that they are this species from another planet
in our solar system.
Yeah, in our solar system. That basically came to Earth and they found like, monkeys and primates and things along those lines, and they started to what's a politically correct way to say this, Luke?
Just say it. I mean, it's what you're saying. I'm not gonna get blamed for it.
Well, they started to fuck each other, and
you could just say breed, interspecies breeding. That would have been a scientific way of saying it.
And I don't know why did I take this off. And basically, this is so fascinating. Go all over the place. Basically, what's happening is humans are like the children of the Anunnaki, having kids with like the monkeys and stuff like that. So basically, the Anunnaki are
I really hope they did this
ancestors.
in labs. I really hope they did that in labs.
But it's just like super interesting because they find like these ancient tablets where they have like nails and like I'm probably totally butchering this, but they have like different types of nails and like tools and stuff that we use nowadays that back then totally didn't existed. And what happened recently is NASA
found evidence of a planet.
Found the planet. They found a planet that closely resembles the planet that the supposed Anunnaki come from.
Where did you see this?
I saw it on Joe Rogan.
What?
I'll send you the video. What just happened?
Because it just stopped.
Why?
And it just...
Oh my god.
Okay.
It's fine, I can edit it.
Basically, I'm not... How long is this? I can't click on it. I hope...
It's 16 minutes long. You don't have to watch it right now. But, at some point you should probably check it out. Like the planet, what they were saying was it's not exactly like what the planet they're saying it is from is. That's probably a stupid sentence, but it's not exactly like the description of the planet or whatever, but it's like close enough to where it's like something really interesting.
Yeah. And, well, Logan, how long have we been talking on for your end? Because I know how... Okay.
Right now we're at 15 minutes. You were gonna say something, but then I totally
Yeah, and I
just took
don't
us off course. So.
even remember what I was going to say. But that's okay. Anyways, along these lines, I mentioned earlier that NASA stated that there could be a mysterious planet X beyond Pluto. Are there pictures of the tablet anywhere?
Yeah, I'll
And send it to me so I can look at it.
No, Luke, we need to get like a studio set up, and we need to hire like some guy.
I'm not hiring some guy just to pull this shit up for us.
Here, here's the picture. This stuff is just insane to me. This is so interesting. And if you're watching the video version of this podcast, I did put this picture up so you can see it. It should be up right now as I'm talking, so you can see it. This is the picture I'm talking about. If you look closely at, I think, the top left side of the tablet, that's where you're going to be able to see the solar system that I'm talking about.
Logan, I don't see anything. I don't see the tablet.
Oh, I forgot to say.
Then what did you send me? Today at 7... Yeah, you did.
Nothing. I didn't... Just... Oh, I sent you a screenshot. I'm an idiot. That was not what I was supposed to send you. Alright, do you see that? Look at the top left side of the tablet.
Yes.
You see the solar system? And then you see those
yeah,
dudes
the
right
Anunaki,
there.
I'm guessing.
They had knowledge of this back in, like I said, 4,000 BC. Obviously, today we don't believe in the 12 planets, but the thing, like I said earlier, is like Mars is smaller than Earth, Jupiter is like the biggest one. They had knowledge of all this back in 4,000 BC.
Mm-hmm. To be honest,
you know what I mean? And they had information that there was more than what we currently believe with our current technology.
To be honest, hold on, what was I gonna say? There could also, just because we can't see it, doesn't mean it's not there.
Hmm.
What are you saying? Did you ask a question, Monsieur?
Yeah, what was...
About
what
what?
were you going to say?
The Planet X.
You're the one who brought this subject up.
I had written down about the Great Filter, about we're either rare, special, or fucked. That's all there is to it.
Okay, I apologize if I hurt your feelings, Luke. But did you hear like what Stephen Hawking said about discovering
how it's
aliens?
Stupid and how we should shut down SETI?
No. There's I think he said something like that, but it might have been him. I don't know. I apologize if it was not him and I'm giving misinformation. But I heard from like one of those science guys that if we discover aliens, there's one of two situations. One situation is, I think this is what Stephen Hawking believes, is that these alien species are like so much more intelligent than us, and that killing us to them would be like, you know, you or me just brushing our teeth, because we're killing bacteria when we brush our teeth, and that's basically what killing us would be like to these species. But I think that's what Stephen Hawking believes, and then there's some other people that believe that we're the ones that are way more advanced than any other alien species, and other alien species are just, you know, little bacteria and just stuff that just no intelligent
There's also
life.
that thing. You have to wonder, if you build a highway next to an anthill, do the ants know that it's a highway? Exactly.
No.
That could be what's going on here. There could be so much evidence.
Whoa. Dude, maybe the asteroid belt is a highway.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if it was a highway...
Dude, the asteroid belt is
Oh, I know.
totally a highway.
I know, right?
It's gotta be a highway. Have we ever like thoroughly
I'm pretty
researched
sure.
the
I don't
asteroid
know.
belt?
I've never looked it up. I don't care. To be honest.
Because I know we've sent like a probe out to like.
And we sent a
Neptune or
probe out
something.
beyond the solar system.
Yeah. But what about the asteroid belt? That's
Not
gotta be a
necessarily.
highway.
It could just be rocks. It could just
It's
be
a
rocks,
highway.
Logan.
Luke, it's a highway.
Whatever you say. Whatever you want to say.
Okay, let's go on
Wikipedia of all things.
I love Wikipedia. I don't care what anyone says. Oh yeah, so there's been the last time we like ever had like the most recent, I guess, information we have is from like 1981. Like that's not the most recent information, but that's like the most recent significant discovery is from 1981, and that's that they found like a bunch of asteroids. That's literally what I think it is. Is that okay? So by 1921, a total of 1,000 asteroids have been found, and then 10,000 by 1981. Okay, so by 2000 we found 100,000 asteroids. So the year 2000 is our latest, most recent significant discovery about the asteroid belt. But that's like 17 years ago, and so that's crazy. In just like about 20 years, it went from 10,000 asteroids to 100,000.
Right? No, to the double square.
But it took 1,000 to 10,000, which is a much shorter distance than 10,000 to 100,000, about 60 years. So it's just crazy how fast technology moves. You know what I mean? Like this computer that I built right now for myself, close to like $1,000 or whatever, is way more powerful than and smaller than the most least powerful computers of back then. That probably made like a lot of common sense. That was really stupid. I apologize for ever saying that. But do you know what I was trying to say at least?
No, I was on Facebook and Snapchat. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Okay, well there's this picture from like the 60s I think of like a 5 megabytes of storage. And how it's this like huge thing and this guy has to roll it on like a little crate. I recently just bought for like $30 a 64 gigabyte SD card for my S7 Edge smartphone, which by itself is probably more powerful than any computer from that time. And it's in my pocket. And I bought this.
It's more powerful.
I can't take it out and show you because I'm using it.
I wonder what that sounds like.
Shut up, Luke. But jeez, you screwed me up. So the SD card has 64 gigabytes of storage.
The STD.
The SD card. Not the ST. No, not that. The SD card is 64 gigabytes of storage on. I can't take it out and show you, but you know what a micro SD card looks like. It's super small. You have to keep track on them, or else your cat will eat it or something. Like that's how small these things are. And in my computer, I got like a 250 gigabyte SSD, and they have like a 30 terabyte SSD. I think a 30 terabyte,
the biggest thing in the world.
And in the 60s. And you can hold it in like your hand and put it inside a computer. 65 megabytes, which is less than the amount of RAM my smartphone has. My smartphone has like a gigabyte or 2 of RAM. That is crazy, Luke. That is so crazy. But I guess it's like saying telescopes nowadays are insanely more powerful than telescopes from 40 years ago. Maybe. I'm an idiot. I don't know.
You just made like 3 amazing dick jokes
in
3 minutes. That was in 2 minutes. Yeah, you
I did.
Well, that's how I perceive it. Then again, I perceive everything dirty.
Yeah,
no, the hell
really
I don't.
Luke. You got to work on that, by the way.
No, I don't.
Yes, you honestly do. I think it's time for me to...
Yes.
Waiting to talk to you about. Okay. All right. So let me, I'm going to try to figure out the most creative way to introduce this to Luke and to...
Here, do you want me to give you a little drum
listening.
beat?
Have you heard...
It's not going to be the greatest.
That's enough. Have you heard... Stop it. I want to keep this quiet. Have you heard
Oh,
of Donald Trump?
sakes.
Stop hitting things. Have you heard of dinosaurs?
Of both Donald Trump and dinosaurs.
Well, a sea of dinosaurs marched to the White House to protest Donald Trump budget cuts. I kid you not. Okay, this is from Social Action Moments on Twitter. This is what I was messaging you about earlier. Okay, under Trump's proposed budget, national service programs like AmeriCorps will be subjected to severe cuts. In response, protesters dressed up as T-Rex costumes to symbolize their hope that these service programs will not go extinct under the current administration. Luke, let me send you this picture.
God.
And as I'm sending you this picture... What are some of your thoughts on dinosaurs protesting Trump? It used to be MLK's marches on Washington. Now it's dinosaurs marching on Washington. What is your take on that?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say words like this.
No, it's crazy.
And I've dropped the F-bomb.
Yes, you are. This is the free speech or bus podcast. You will say whatever you want to say.
Okay. These are actual people dressed up as dinosaurs. I'm just trying to process this.
These are human beings.
Are they preschoolers? That's my honest question. Are they preschoolers? They need help. They honestly need mental help.
Oh my god, let me send you this one. This one will crack you up. And there's a video of him dancing.
Oh. Okay, then we can watch it together. How long is it? Or we can just watch 20 seconds of it. Okay.
It's not a long video. If you're watching the video version of this podcast, I will have this video playing for you. Let me just click on the tweet it came from. And then I can hopefully send that to Luke through Discord. Which Discord should sponsor the podcast.
Yeah, you know how I am. I'll do anything for money. I'm a complete money whore. Kyle knows a lot about that, doesn't he, Logan?
Alright, watch this video.
Oh, twitter.com service tier thing. Okay, hold on. I don't want to follow you. Okay. They're acting like preschoolers. Logan.
Mm-hmm. What? And if you click on that Twitter account, Service Year's Twitter account, you'll see their Twitter header is a bunch of dinosaurs standing.
Can you explain to me why they decided to dress up as dinosaurs?
And then there's another video of them like chopping things with axes. Let me send you this one.
I love how as soon as you ask me if have you ever heard of Donald Trump? I just go slam my table and yell Christ.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Alright. You should see a video of them chopping wood or whatever. Alright, Luke, what is your take on this?
Wood or everything together? Oh my god! I see it.
The whole situation is a mess. They
need mental help. They honestly do. If you're allowed to dress up as a dinosaur and it's not Halloween, or you're not on the special autistic spectrum.
To be honest, they are.
Just jokes, people. Don't get your panties in a twist.
Now, first of all, before we talk about just how dumb of a protest idea this is in general, like, what's your opinion on all the protests recently? The Antifa, the Charlottesville protest, and then the protest
Okay, I have one
against Charlottesville
question.
protest.
I always get
and then the
confused on
protest
this.
against that
Who
protest.
drove into who at Charlottesville? I always get confused.
This like fat neck-bearded guy who was I guess a white supremacist or whatever. He was one of the neo-Nazi white supremacist guys, and he ran over and killed one
Yeah,
lady.
I think on both sides of the
But
spectrum.
not even just that's a very specific case. I think we shouldn't include that in this. But like the anti-Trump
Like, I don't-
protests
you-
more specifically, because the Charlottesville is its own
protest
thing.
against Trump. I don't care what you do, as long as you do it peacefully.
And you should be allowed to. And I think we should be highly critical of who's governing us. But I think we also need to be fair in our criticism. So when you're protesting his budget cuts by dressing up as a dinosaur, you're not making yourself
Why
look
did they
that
choose
good, dude.
dinosaurs of all things?
Because they were showing how, I guess, something is going to become extinct.
That
It's
happens every day.
let me
Actually,
go
look at
back on this. Here, someone tweeted
how long
about
ago
it.
was this? August 30th. This was
Dude,
that was
I found this
yesterday.
today.
That photo was tweeted.
By the way, who would ever want to live in freaking
Insane
Washington,
people or
D.C.?
people too poor to move out.
Dude, Washington D.C. has some like the highest
Crime.
living costs. And
I mean, it would
does
make
have some of the
sense.
highest
I
crime.
mean, that's what the last time I looked it up from a 2013 thing, it was one. It wasn't the highest, but it was up there.
Well, I know that it is like very expensive to live there. Jeez. All right, violent crime is still more than 3 times the national average of 403.6 reported offenses per 100,000 people in 2010. In the early 90s, Washington, D.C. was known as the murder capital, experiencing 474 homicides in 1990, which I think that's the 1990s. I think that has been coming down because most crime is coming down. But I think New York City still has a
New York City's always going
I
to
know.
have a murder a day.
But Chicago, I think, is like
Yeah.
the one with the highest homicides. Here,
That or
let's-
Detroit.
Highest homicides. Oh, I hate
And
Detroit
explain
so
me
much.
why you hate Detroit before somebody starts calling you a white supremacist.
Why do I hate Detroit? Well, it all started when I was a wee lad in the 5th grade.
You were just starting
And
figures pictures.
I used to... Yeah. Maybe I started Figures Pictures as a way to cope with dealing with the stress
You
of
were
having
there
to
for
ever
probably
be
a
in Detroit.
couple of
I should
days,
explain.
a week or two.
No, I was there. I went there like every single weekend for a period of time. There was a point where I was in Detroit every weekend for like a couple months. And I'm gonna message her name in the Discord chat about who was very worried about me
Your mother.
being away.
The whore
My-
of Babylon.
my mother was with
the
me.
whore has returned yet again.
Yeah, but she was very concerned whenever I left
she's
to go
a
to
whore.
Detroit. But all right. I know, but I just didn't want to say her name. I'm respectful. By the way, did
I'm not. She sucked dick
sure.
for $10 over her spring break.
did you see? She's recently been
Yes,
like,
I
walking
have a
around, like,
locker
talking to
right
this
next to
person.
the whore. I know this.
All right.
The
Weren't we talking
dinosaur
about
thing.
something?
Oh, the Detroit.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit.
And then
No,
you-
Detroit. You were talking about Detroit. I don't
know.
Why did we start talking
Crime.
about Detroit? Because we
Crime.
were talking about DC, and then we were talking about DC crime, and then Detroit. So yeah, I used to be in
And the
Detroit
whore
like
was
almost every
concerned
single
for you.
weekend, and that's besides the point. That's just something I find funny. So basically, my cousin, who I plan on having on the podcast at some point. She'd be very interesting to talk to. I think we would have an excellent discussion. Whenever I see her, we have.
And please,
we
anything
always have
but
great debates and
politics,
discussion.
except
So
for maybe 20 minutes, because I'm just gonna want to kill myself sooner or later.
She is a noted
Oh,
Democratic
you just mean
socialist.
she makes it known?
She lets the world know that she is a Democratic socialist. She's a Bernie bro. What I'm saying is her politics are pretty far away from mine, Luke. Anyways, so they used to live in one of the lesser areas of Detroit. They didn't live, thank God, because they'd probably be dead by now. Honestly, really. If they didn't live in, like, the downtown areas of Detroit, that's not where they were. They were on, like, the outskirts of Detroit. And my mom, for whatever reason, always decided it'd be a good idea to take her kids into to Detroit. Which, by the way, I think, like 2 out of 3 murders go unsolved in Detroit. I think that's true. But anyways, she would always take us into the worst areas of Detroit for some reason. And in Detroit, they have this thing called the People Mover. It's basically like public transit to getting around the city. When okay, first, here's the thing you have to know. My mom is Hispanic.
Yeah, I know. You talked about it a lot at lunch. And not...
Yeah, but the people listening don't know that. Unless it's just a bunch of people that know that... I'm an idiot. I don't know why I said that. That was stupid. Anyways. So, yeah, my mom's Hispanic. And when I was a lot younger, and, before I started going fishing and being on the boat a lot during spring and summer, I didn't really have much of, like, a tan or anything. So I just looked white, and so did my sister. And my brother looked a tan, too. And then my stepfather was with us. My stepfather is... white as the snow. So there was this very large black lady sitting across from us on the Detroit People Mover with her 2 kids. No husband in sight. Not saying that she was a divorced single mom welfare queen or anything like that. I'm not saying that. You're assuming that. All right. But anyway, she's leaning back in her seat, laughing like this. Ha ha! Oh, look at them crazy crackers sitting around with their Mexican mom sitting. Oh my God! She's saying all this racist stuff, and basically, I did not like that a lot. I don't know if you know this, but I'm one of the very few people that is against racism. Not a whole lot of people say that they're against racism. So when you see someone on Twitter that says, "I stand for black people rights, I am against racism," that person is a very unique individual, and almost no one else has that sentiment. So I did not take to those words very nicely.
What'd you say?
Just I didn't say anything. I was in like 5th grade. If it happened to have me nowadays, oh my God, I would be on the news. But just that, and then just the vibe of Detroit itself is not a very pleasant city to be into. One thing I will say about New York City is going there. I would never want to live in a major city. I wouldn't want to live in a big city at all. But one of the things I will say about New York City is that it is a nice place to visit. Detroit's not. I mean, you just go to Detroit and you just see with your eyes. And recently they've been saying that Detroit's coming back through art. You know what the art is? They pin dresses to trees.
What?
There's literally this... I'll see if I can find a picture.
They take dresses and pin them to trees.
Yes, and that's the art.
I mean, if it helps, it helps. You know what I mean? I don't know.
How would that help?
I don't know, but if it helps...
I'm not finding anything. How would that help?
I don't know. Get people involved. Don't do drugs, kids. It'll take you down the bad path in life.
Whatever.
Should I tell the story of what? I don't like Detroit. Of what the meme lord said? Okay, so basically you know who it is. Who am I talking about? The third
don't know. Message me in Discord.
Okay,
I really
hold
don't
on.
know who you're talking about.
Anyways, I'm just gonna call him, I don't freaking know, Joseph. Anyway, our principal, every year, they have like a sophomore, freshman meetings for one grade specifically. And they're...
Yeah.
Okay, calm
Message
yourself.
me what their name is.
Okay,
Ah.
anyways.
I'm already
Okay.
laughing.
So basically, was it the principal or vice principal who was like, it's never too late to change your path in life? Okay.
It was
and
our main
our
principal.
friend, Joseph,
Bob.
he just comes in behind our friend Jacob's ear and says, I'm gonna kill myself!
By the way, I don't. Stefan has
Oh,
no
he
problem
doesn't-
with us saying his name.
Okay,
you're allowed to say Stefan's
I'm gonna
name.
link his Facebook profile. Okay, hold on.
I think he has
He
a
has a
Twitter. I'll see if I
Snapchat.
can link
It's
his
none of
Twitter.
your business.
We shouldn't leak his Snapchat.
I'm
Let's
gonna
leak his
do with
Twitter.
this what you decide to do with it. No, this is what it is. Needs. Logan, you can block that out if you want to. It's
That's what it. There's his Twitter right there.
stuff. Oh yeah, that's right. Not Stefan Gershik at dank memes for days.
We're going to link Stefan's Twitter in the description of this video. You should go ahead and follow him, of course. But anyway,
I already said
say
it.
what you're gonna say.
Oh, he
I
just
wasn't
said
listening. What did he say?
he was just. He whispered. He was saying right behind Jacob. He whispered in his ear, "I'm gonna kill myself."
What the heck? What? Why is music playing?
No, I don't have music
that you?
playing.
All right, so who was the last person to talk? Me. So that means, do you have another topic to discuss?
I do not. Wait, hold on. I do not.
You don't? Because I think you've only said one thing.
Okay,
so far,
there's
which
another
was
thing.
about the
There's
planet.
another thing. There's another thing. There's another. I didn't plan
Alright,
it,
then I
but
have
we
one
can
more
just
thing
go
after
off
that.
about it and talk about it. I know you're gonna. Did you hear? I didn't know if I mentioned this to
Alright,
you
let me know.
or not. But did you hear about the UN ordering the U.S. to abolish the First Amendment?
I shared that
No,
on
I didn't
Facebook,
like it. I
and I saw
angrily
you liked it.
reacted it. Booze.
Oh,
You don't know
whatever.
what that is, do you?
Yeah, it's basically in like an attempt to eliminate racism.
Do you know what booze are, Logan? BOOS. Do you know what those are? Then
Yeah,
what
I
are
know
they?
I know what those are. Those
No.
are ghost.
No,
Boo.
that's not what it is.
If you ever,
That's not what I'm talking
that's
about.
what they are. Okay, fine. Tell me what it is.
It's the
Tell me what it is.
angry
Tell me what it is.
react.
Tell me what it is. Freak out! Fire you!
What did you say?
Oh, you know what I call it? You know what? I used to be part of a Facebook meme group that it sort of died off. No one really posts there anymore. But we used to call them Angry
No.
Reacts. Without
Oh
an S
my,
or
you
a
are.
T.
That's so original. That is so original. What?
What the heck happened? For whatever reason, like the flash turned off.
So wait, is the
on
video still recording?
Yeah, but now it's
Oh.
not gonna look as good. Let me just go. Let me just
Okay.
turn the flash on real quick. If you were watching the video version of this
Logan
podcast,
has messed up
the
once
screen
again
probably
in
just
his
cut to
life.
black. Oh, it's because my device is overheating. Here, let's go see if I got any notifications or anything.
Yeah.
We don't really have too much more to discuss, anyways. All right, so while that's cooling down, I don't know. I'll get some gameplay up for you guys if you're watching the video podcast. Don't sweat it. So yeah, the UN basically is just doing an attempt to eliminate
And to be
racism.
honest, is the UN hasn't ever been successful in the past 30 years, and this is being generous.
Oh my god! Did we
I
talk about this last time on the podcast?
think so.
The UN, or was
That
that
was
like
probably
one of our personal
conversations.
about how the UN is basically just world government? All right, everyone's afraid of the Illuminati and the one world order and everything. And everyone's afraid of globalization and world government. All right. You want to know something about world government? It's already here, folks. The United Nations. All right. I'm gonna take my problem to the United Nations. Ba-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na. It's a song called Summertime Blues. I don't remember who it's by. I don't know. I was talking about something really serious there, and then I started singing.
Carry on my wayward son.
Wayward son.
Yes, you know that. That's literally the only part
There'll
done.
be peace when you are done. Don't you cry no more.
And I forget the rest of it.
Alright, I think it's by
the Tubmnan group?
Something. No. I'll look up Summertime Blues. It's a really good song. Son of a... now I'm upset because I searched it up and it didn't show actually it. So now I have to like scroll down through my library alphabetically and find the song.
That's what you get, Logan. That is what you get.
It's what I deserve, honestly. Instant karma, right? Like we were talking about earlier. Blue Cheer. I thought it was by Blue Cheer, but I just wanted to make sure. So, yeah, the world government's already here. And I honestly think we should do away with the UN because they're doing things like this. They're going after the First Amendment. What is this podcast called? Free Speech or Bust? What is one of the most important things? Free speech.
What do you think?
Right up there with the second. It really annoys me. And it also annoys me when people try and get rid of, talking on Twitter and everything like that because it's against racism. No, it's not against racism, you idiots. The reason the UN wants this power is so they can prevent people like me from speaking out against it. It's not that hard to understand. The UN, they think that you're idiots. They think I'm an idiot. They think Luke's an idiot. Well, no, they don't think I'm an idiot because they're trying to enforce these laws to make sure I don't get my opinions heard. It drives me insane. It really does.
What military power does the UN actually
I could
have?
go on about this. They have like their own their own militias and everything like that. It's super ineffective. The way the UN handled Rwanda, the Rwandan genocide was absolutely atrocious, and I honestly think that whole situation would have turned out much differently had it been the United States instead of the UN. But honestly, we could go on about that for on and on again. And anything you wanted to add about that before I started us off on
I
the
was
next
just
topic?
using that as a fill-in topic.
All right, great. I think we're doing really good on time here. My audio is telling me that we're about 48 minutes in. So, yeah, I think we're doing good. Plus, we've had technical difficulties like...
And my audio cutting out for
so.
maybe 5 seconds.
But that's something that I think I can deal with in editing. But if you're watching the video version of this podcast, hopefully I got some nice gameplay up there for you to watch, so you don't get bored or whatever. But so Luke, do you remember how? I don't know if you remember this because I don't know if you were into what. What? Wait, hold on a second. I gotta deal with something.
And of course, he just ups and leaves me, like his father did to him. Okay, so I don't honestly know if he even paused it. That would have been nice if he had said that. So I'm just gonna ramble on about the week that we've had at school. Let's see, has there anything funny happened? Not really. Are you back? What'd you have to deal with?
I'm back. So my little sister came in the room and was like, hee hee, hee hee. So I had to go be like, what? Why are you saying hee hee? He's like, I heard you making your thing in there. I was like, yeah, I was pretty impassioned about what I was talking about. I was just yelling. But anyways, Luke, I don't know if you remember this, 'cause, I don't know if you were like into political stuff at this point. But do you remember when they were? So the $20 bill has Andrew Jackson on it, right? Well, there was this push to get rid of Andrew Jackson and replace it with Harriet Tubman.
Harriet, isn't that the Planned Parenthood? No. No.
That's not Planned Parenthood. I think she's like one of the ladies that like helped free the slaves or whatever.
To be honest, I wouldn't
Something
really
like
mind
that.
it if they
But
changed it to her. Yeah, because it's just changing.
Really?
An American abolitionist, just humanitarian and not an armed scout and spy for the United States Army during the American Civil War. So,
dude, did you just read off a Wikipedia article? That was flawless.
let's see.
Very well spoken.
No, it was a Google thing.
But anyways,
it might have been taken from.
Oh, you just looked it up. Usually the Google things are Wikipedias. But anyways, this was a big thing before like the election. Basically, what was going to happen is pretty much if Hillary Clinton won the election, then we'd probably have $20 bills with Harriet Tubman on them now. But recently, one of those Donald Trump people, I don't remember who it was exactly. I had a tab open with a thing about it, but then I accidentally exited out of all my tabs. So now I have to go and find it to make sure I'm not talking total
Just say what you were gonna say. Say what you were gonna say.
I can't find it, and it's too hard. Whatever. I do not like it. All right. The same thing with going back and taking down the statues and everything.
I don't
like
care
as
as long as they replace them with
you should just
memorials historically accurate.
I just think it's a waste of time.
To be honest,
and it's so much of it's just a ton of virtue signaling about it. It's about saying, "Hey guys, look at me. I'm against racism.
I have a question.
Sexism.
If they were to change the $20 bill from Andrew Jackson to Harriet Tubman, would they change? Were they going to try and change all the $20 bills or just newly minted ones?
Well, the new
then
ones,
who cares? It's not a waste of time.
Like, hey, you need to turn in. Yeah, it's a waste of time because you do realize that it's not just automatically the new production switches to Harriet Tubman. You do realize every time they create a new bill, like they've recreated the $100 bill like a ton of times. It takes a long time before you're able to have like a good bill because it needs to be protected from counterfeit and stuff. So it's gonna take
I don't know. I was just typing.
What is that? It's gonna take a ton of just research time, and plus they have to switch over all the.
I have a question. Why can't they just copy and paste it? Why don't they just? Wouldn't that be easier? To be honest, just copy and paste the stupid thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but you also have to deal with all the research that goes into making a new bill, dude, to make sure it's secure from counterfeit. Right. Like they just reissued the $100 bill last year. All right, it's just not worth the amount of money that would go into it. Not only that, but it's just stupid. Honestly, it's really stupid.
A Snapchat story.
What is that? Well, Luke, is there anything you got to say? Because I thought you were going to have 3 topics to discuss, but you had one and a half. So, honestly, we're not doing horribly on time, though, because there was a point where we just started, like, ad-libbing and, just coming up with our own stuff on the spot.
Okay, do you want to talk about school? Like, what happened this...
Yeah,
nothing.
I'm curious what's going on.
I was really hoping you'd have something.
Well, is there something interesting that's going on? Because you brought it up.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna tell a story. I'm gonna have to tell a story, but I'm
trying to get me to have you.
I'm gonna have to change.
All right, tell the story.
Tell the story. Everybody else's original names will be left in, like Chris, because you've already mentioned him. Yes.
Chris Jackson. Well, he's Epic Smiley 100. People, he's already public. Everyone knows him. And Stefan. I don't really care about Stefan at all. So you're allowed to say.
Basically, it's a story about Jet.
Stefan.
Do you know who
he's been in my videos
is?
before. Yes, I know who Jet is. We discussed this earlier.
Did I tell you about the time that the band buses? Maybe you've heard this before, but
Oh yeah. Tell the story, anyways. Wait! I just realized something. We're allowed to say Jackson's name because he has a YouTube channel and his name is in it. Jackson T16. I just realized that. We're allowed to talk about him. He's Jackson
And you just
T16 on
cut
YouTube.
that out. Dude, do you know how many people are just gonna go trolling him right now? Then again, this is 40 minutes in the podcast. Who's gonna watch this?
No. You don't understand. This is Jackson T16
The myth,
right here.
the man, and the
he's already
trombone
public.
player, whatever he does.
Yeah, he makes Super Smash Brothers videos, so we're allowed to talk about him.
Okay.
Anyway, tell your story, because it's a good
He's
story.
in a band and all that good crap. And in a local town called Birmingham, our school's band were providing for the parade. After everything was done and they were all getting packed up and everything, apparently he was talking to Chris and everything. And all of a sudden, the buses leave without him. And he goes running off after them like a cliche old movie. You know, like that one scene in 13 Reasons Why, when Bryce is yelling. When Bryce is yelling out at Hannah in the beginning of the series. You should watch... No, it's not Bryce. It's
I never
Justin.
watched that.
Yeah, it's been since April since I've watched that series.
Honestly, I was going to watch because everyone was talking about it.
It was actually a good...
No. Whenever it's one of those things that everyone's talking about it, my natural inclination is to like just not care about it. Like Rick and Morty, everyone's talking about that show, but I just see the fan base behind it, and it just turns me off.
Please don't. You were yelling
not a lot
at
of things do
for not taking things dirty. Then don't use terms like "turn me off."
Be quiet.
Just stomping on the floor.
What are you doing?
Yeah,
you're normal.
we all know
All right,
I'm
Luke,
normal.
so
I'm trying to close my curtain blinds while still having my headphones plugged in.
all right, Luke. Well, I think that
unless you just want to keep on talking, because let's face it, this might actually get interesting.
Well, usually for these sorts of things, I sort of have
we
a
can just
topic
go
in mind.
free talk.
Free talk. It's sort of like that real talk with Anna Kasparian. I use the F word, so you know it's real news. Have you heard about the Young Turks? Oh my god! Opinions, please. Give me your opinions on the Young Turks.
I just heard about them.
And then I'll say something about them. Well, first of all, they're called the Young Turks, and if you don't know who the Young Turks are, not the Young Turks, Cenk Uygur, the leftist news outlet, but the original Young Turks. It was a Turkish rebel, like militant group, whatever, that was one of the main proponents of the Armenian genocide. Something which Cenk Uygur or Cenk Uygur or whatever the guy's name that runs the Young Turks, something he denies. He's an Armenian genocide denier. Called the Young Turks. Something about that should be a huge red flag already. Honestly, it really should be. Like, if I made a show called The Brown Shirts and I denied the Holocaust, that would raise some questions,
it's just like earlier today,
think, Luke?
we were talking about mascots. If you name your baseball team and have their mascot the Adolf Hitler, you're going to raise some eyebrows. It was in my English class. You're not in there.
Oh. Yeah, well, you can't just say,
we were. Chris was in there. And even though he's not in the show,
Chris.
You really want him to be on it, though.
No, I think he's a good guy.
So you want
he'd be
him.
a really interesting guest. He does YouTube. I don't want him. I would think it'd be interesting if he were to come on the show. Yes, I want him on the show. I don't want him.
You take things so unnecessarily gay.
Really? You're gonna say that to me? You're honestly gonna say that to me? Are you serious, dude? Come on.
For a minute.
You're such an idiot, Luke. I can't believe you just said that. That was so stupid. For this whole entire podcast, you've been harping me about my choice.
Well, look who's talking.
Then you go and say, What do you mean, look who's talking? Everything I do is normal. Like, I'm a normal person, man.
If you believe that, go look at Logan's earlier vlogs. Nah, don't do that. You would just...
Yeah, go do that, because those videos are all monetized.
Okay. Oh, do you want to talk about any gossip going on at school? I mean, I know earlier I screamed the horror Babylon has sucked dick for $10 over spring break. I think it is.
Is that true?
Anything I hear about her,
would
because
not
honestly,
surprise me.
She broke up with her boyfriend in the 7th grade over 9 times and got back together. Oh no, that was the 8th
Mexican?
grade. Brown.
Oh, who's the 7th grade
His
one?
last name was Brown. Mm-hmm.
Ryan? Damn.
Yeah.
He still went to our school in 7th grade? Jeez, I did not know that. Oh my god, have you seen whatever, like, all those, like, atheist, liberal atheist things he puts on Facebook? Oh my god, it's like some of the dumbest stuff I've ever read in my entire life.
I mean, and not the fact that atheists are dumb. It's just the fact that... Actually, I'm gonna go look on his Facebook. Hold on.
I don't know if we're still, like... He might have, like, unfriended me or something. I don't remember.
I wouldn't say...
I don't see his stuff no more.
Yeah, I'm trying to find
Are you
it.
trying to find his Facebook? Alright, well I guess then I gotta be like entertaining or something while you're looking this up. Crap, we don't have the video on, so I can't like dance or nothing.
Did he... I don't care.
Would you like me to
Did he
sing?
delete his? Hold on, I'm gonna check Messenger.
Did he become
Okay.
transgender?
You're going into very hot waters there, and I'm not responsible.
Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe I should censor his name from this. But I'm pretty sure he like changed his like Facebook to be like a girl and changed his name and everything.
Where did you hear that?
I think so.
From?
I saw it.
Yeah, because...
I saw it.
Oh,
with
that's
my
why.
two
I was
eyes
looking up
through
his
a screen.
actual name, not his Facebook name. I'm stupid.
You sure are.
Here.
Hey, does anyone know what I can get for $3.52 on Steam?
A virtual porn interactive thingy majig. An interactive porn game. I mean, that's my guess.
Let's look it up. Postal 3 comes up, and Killing Floor, and The Works of Mercy. No, but that does not come up, Luke. How dare you.
Did you actually look that up?
I was on Steam. I was looking at... Because it says my balance, like how much money I have on my account. So I was just wondering if you knew anything I could get for $3.52. Because I know there's a bunch of like 50-cent games on Steam, but they honestly just... If a game is 50 cents, then like really how good is it gonna be?
No,
this is also the guy
Logan,
that
you're wrong.
bought
His
like all the
gender
Half-Life
on
games
Facebook
and they were
is still
90%
listed
off.
as male. Rune.
Oh, what's his
here,
Facebook name?
Here, I'm just gonna send it to you in Messenger. Here, I can just.
Okay.
Yeah, hold
Well,
on.
I got my phone, so.
So, Logan, is there anybody else you want to talk about?
Well, no, I planned for the podcast. You didn't. That's why
Yeah,
we have
you're
to
not in his
artificially
friends list
extend
as
it, you
mutual.
idiot. Yeah. He probably unfriended me. He's probably like, this racist, sexist, misogynistic, homophobic Trump supporter who thinks atheism is for edgy teenagers. He's making me so mad.
To be honest, he was actually like that. Like, he was actually setting himself up to be like that.
Oh, I know. I know.
And the worst thing is, I was one of his best friends in 7th grade. So, ouch.
Oh my god, if he only knew that you were on this podcast, jeez.
That would be hilarious.
With the things that I've said, both on and off the podcast, the fact that you're related to me business-wise and friendship-wise,
The
would be a
political
total
party
turn-off to him.
followed me
Yes, I said turn off.
on Twitter. No, the
Wait,
political
the
party.
Libertarian
That's
Party?
all it says.
What a
It's
stupid
just that.
name.
I don't get it.
I love political parties. No one says that. Whoever says I love, like whoever, I don't really think, like registered Republicans or registered Democrats say I love the Republican Party or I love the Democratic Party. Like, no one says that except for the people running the party.
A gun is just an advanced system for throwing a rock. It's
Bullets are
something I'm reading out loud on Twitter.
What? Wait! My sister's in here. What's up?
How long are you gonna be doing this for?
I'm talking to my buddy Luke.
You want to take the salt shaker downstairs?
Jaden.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were
Okay,
talking about- wait, give me
So
a
I'm
second,
just
Luke.
gonna read off a bunch of things from Shower Thoughts at the Weird World on Twitter. Don't ask me why I'm doing this. It's just so Logan, he's being a little bitch right now. So I'm gonna read some of this even more bitchier stuff. How were tattoos supposed to be permanent when life's Oh, shut up. Losing a friend named Molly at a rave would be the most frustrating thing ever. Everyone in my life says I wish I was rich so I didn't have to do anything all day. But I wish I was rich so I could do everything. Oh my god. These aren't shower thoughts. These are thoughts I think about while jacking off. I'm sure I don't even. Sometimes I treat my phone like a fridge. I close the apps and reopen them 5 minutes later, opening the. Okay, that's a good one. That's actually a good one. Wait, hold on. Okay, no, the political party doesn't follow them. Okay, the generation that complains the most about millennials is the generation that raised millennials. I mean, it's common sense. Wouldn't you complain a lot about your kid too? Okay. When every home has a smell that you can't smell when it's your home. If multiple universes exist, maybe deja vu is when you're in perfect sync with yourself from another universe for a brief moment in time. Aw, isn't that so sweet? You aren't necessarily what you eat. If you eat a oh my god. I'm not even reading that one up. Or reading that one, I'm so stupid too. Okay. Everyone being unique is something everyone has in common. Okay, I actually understand that one. Someone should start a noodle delivery restaurant named Send Nudes. Okay, that one's a good one too. A billionaire could give me 0.1% of his wealth and change my life immensely, while he is virtually unaffected. Not necessarily. Just because you've made $1 billion doesn't mean you still have that $1 billion. Saying there are no aliens in the universe is like scooping a cup of water out of the ocean and saying there is no fish. Okay, I did it. That's a great philosophical point I made about earlier. No matter how kind you are, German children are kinder. No longer... that's just a stupid article. I'm not going into that. The mentality, it's only $5. Why not buy it? Has probably cost me over $5,000 in my life. 2020 seems so futuristic for only being 3 years away. It's not even here yet. For all we know is World War III could be finished and we could go back to the Stone Age. So shut up. Okay, Logan, are you back? Logan, I'm sounding like I'm special and not in the good way. Ramesses. Oh, for God's sakes. I wish he'd take his phone. Here, I'm gonna text him. I really hope he... Where are you? Let's see how quickly he responds. I am just talking to myself, making myself sound more like a dumbass than I actually am. Okay. Hit send. And I'm just gonna make some weird duck noises for about 10 seconds. On the dot. Okay, so let's see here. It says he is active, but he's not there. That's the thing that's pissing me off. Receive. Oh, what does she type in? And if anybody's asking who the she is, it's this girl named Sienna that I recently met. New phone, hit me up with numbers. Okay, Lauren, I definitely will hit you up with numbers. In fact, I might even just put it in the Discord. Hope Logan doesn't see that, and then that would be hilarious. So we're already an hour in, so I'm just gonna end up the stupid dumbass thing. Logan might come back and we might start off again. You'll know by looking at the time screen or whatever in about maybe 5 seconds. So this is me, Luke. Logan ditched me like a black dad. Oh, and I actually had a philosophical question about this. If two gay dads adopt a kid, who leaves first? Anyway, my name's Luke. Logan's the one who left. Bye.